We continue with another top 32 games from November that are worth checking out. I've already done one for October and will do another for December, so I encourage you to join the channel to stay up to date with the latest video game news. Europa Universalis V lets you rewrite 500 years of history by guiding any nation in the world from the Middle Ages to the Revolution. Control diplomacy, the economy, and armies on a living map where every decision changes the fate of the planet. With a deeper political system, real populations, and more strategic warfare, this is the ultimate challenge for lovers of grand strategy. Forge alliances, conquer empires, and leave your mark on world history. Anno 117 Pax Romana takes you to the heart of the Roman Empire to build, trade, and expand as a true governor. Design thriving cities, manage the economy, and balance the demands of the people and the emperor. Explore from Latium to the Celtic lands of Albion and decide whether to impose Rome or embrace local cultures. Your leadership will shape the destiny of the empire. Devil Jam mixes metal and mayhem in a roguelite set in hell. After signing a pact with the devil, you must survive hordes of possessed fans and demonic bosses to the beat of the music. Each game offers unique combinations and frantic combat. Turn up the volume and dethrone Death himself. The Legend of Komori transports you to 13th century Mongolia, where you will be a brave messenger traveling across vast steppes, mountains, and deserts. Breed and train horses with unique abilities, care for their well-being, and survive in the wild. Each route is an adventure of strategy, survival, and honor. Seal your fate as the best horseman in the empire. Slaves of Magic puts you in command of the human resistance against false gods who have conquered the world. Build bases, recruit troops, and lead tactical turn-based combat where strategy and customization are everything. Each region and mission requires you to adapt in order to survive and fight back. Magic reigns supreme, but there are still those who fight for freedom. Whiskerwood puts you in the shoes of a resourceful mouse who must build, manage, and automate a colony on an archipelago ruled by ruthless cats. Manage resources, raise your mice, create complex production systems, and balance the demands of the cats with the needs of your people. Will you be an obedient servant, or will you lead the furry rebellion that will challenge your masters? Bigfoot Life lets you live as the mythical guardian of the forest in an open world teeming with life. Hunt, fish, gather, and build shelters to survive the seasons while protecting nature. Improve your skills and avoid human hunters trying to discover you. In Bigfoot Life, the legend walks among the trees, and you are the one who writes it. Football Manager 2026 revolutionizes the series with a Unity graphics engine that takes football simulation to another level. With a revamped interface, realistic animations, and the arrival of women's football, every decision feels more alive than ever. Manage transfers, tactics, and emotions with total control and experience the most immersive matches in history. This year, football is all yours. Unbeatable is a rhythmic adventure with an anime soul where the stage is your battlefield. With just 2 buttons, you must keep up with the frenetic pace of epic concerts while facing off against cops, monsters, and your own problems. Half story, half musical madness. It offers a unique experience loaded with style, personality, and a killer soundtrack that will make you vibrate or fall defeated to the beat. Honeycomb takes you to Soda 7, a planet as beautiful as it is deadly, where you play as Hennessy, a bioengineer sent to uncover secrets that could save humanity. Crossbreed alien plants and animals to create new species, build your base, and explore biomes filled with wonders and dangers. Curiosity is your best tool or your downfall. The Last Caretaker puts you in the shoes of a machine that awakens in a submerged world with the mission of securing the future of humanity, create tools, explore ruins beneath the ocean, and protect the last human refuge while raising and launching new lives toward the stars. A melancholic and hopeful journey where you decide whether humanity will flourish again. Siberia Remake revives one of the great adventure classics with a spectacular visual overhaul, new controls, and the same narrative magic that made it unforgettable. Join Kate Walker on a journey from the French Alps to the frozen reaches of Europe in search of the last mammoths and humanity's lost dreams. A nostalgic, emotional, and utterly fascinating journey. I Hate This Place immerses you in an isometric nightmare of survival and terror where every night is a struggle to stay alive. Explore, craft, and fortify your shelter while terrifying creatures lurk in the shadows. Inspired by the cult comic book, it combines horror, dark humor, and an 80s visual style that turns fear into pure art. Afterblast throws you into the kingdom of the evil god in an epic battle to save your planet. Armed with magical powers and a deadly hook, face hellish hordes and colossal bosses alone or in co-op. Each victory makes you stronger. Each soul conquered raises the challenge. Do you have what it takes to become the true god hunter? Into Evil invites you to descend into a cursed tower where each floor is darker than the last. In this brutal roguelike, every weapon changes how you fight, every decision could be your last, and every death redefines the maze. Prepare for a journey into the heart of horror if you have the courage to enter. School of Magic blends the action of Diablo with the strategy of a deck builder, where each level up redefines your deck and your destiny. Create your own class, combine spells, and challenge hordes and bosses in a system that rewards experimentation. Every defeat teaches you something new, and every run can be legendary. Possessor is a fast-paced action platformer set in a city destroyed by an interdimensional disaster. Luca and Rem, two souls forced to coexist, must explore a fractured world filled with secrets, precise combat, and fate-altering decisions. Chaos, beauty, and redemption intertwine with every jump. Winterboro is a charming survival game where you play as a mouse returning to your childhood home, now in ruins and with your aunt missing. Explore a frozen forest, gather resources, cook, knit, and make new friends as you rebuild your burrow. Warmth, mystery, and tenderness in every corner of winter. Tombwater takes you to the darkest Wild West where a gunslinger searches for his friend in a town cursed by madness and Lovecraftian creatures. Explore mines, forests, and deserts in Souls-like combat filled with blood, spells, and secrets. Every shot, every blow brings you closer to the truth or madness. The remake of The End of the Greatest RPG of All Time is a brilliant and nostalgic parody that revives the final hour of a lost JRPG, reimagined in 3D pixel art with director's commentary and archival footage. It combines classic combat, puzzles, and mystery in an absurd and brilliant love letter to the genre. Gigasword combines action, puzzles, and Metroidvania in an epic adventure where every blow counts literally. Wield the giant Gigasword to battle demons, solve puzzles, and climb the Nestrium Tower before the world collapses. Amidst traps, powers, and ancient secrets, only you can restore balance and prevent the ruin of humanity. Solo leveling Arise Overdrive revives the story of Sung Jinwoo with brand new chapters and spectacular battles full of action and strategy. Create your own fighting style with a system of skills and iconic weapons from the webtoon, face powerful bosses in co-op mode, and unleash the power of the Shadow Monarch. It's time to rise up and dominate the battlefield. Lock Your Door immerses you in a cooperative survival horror game for 1 to 4 players where darkness and betrayal lurk at every turn. Explore, search for clues about your friend Darwin, and face monsters with unique abilities while managing keys, resources, and doors that could be your salvation or your doom. Will you trust your friends, or will you lock the door before it's too late? Morsels turns you into a hungry mouse who, after meeting a magical talking fatberg, gains the power to transform into tiny creatures called morsels. In this curious top-down roguelite, you must switch between different monsters with unique abilities to face oppressive cats and liberate the upper worlds. Fast-paced action, humor, and an adorable touch in every bite of adventure. Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault invites you to experience a new adventure of action and commerce in the colorful village of Tresna. Explore dungeons filled with treasures, sell your findings in your shop, and reinvest to make the village prosper. Balance greed and strategy. The more you risk, the greater the reward. An enchanting journey where every sale fuels the hope of a new beginning. Demon School blends tactics, horror, and college life on an island full of secrets. Lead Faye and her group of misfits in battles where every move counts. Plan, create combos, and defeat demons between 2 worlds. Between classes, friendships, and strategies, you'll have to balance your academic routine with the fight against evil. Demio X Dungeons brings the essence of Dungeons & Dragons to an action-packed, tactical, and cooperative experience. Form your party, combine skills, and face enemies in turn-based combat where strategy and teamwork are everything. With replayable campaigns and iconic scenarios, every game is a new epic adventure. Effulgence RPG immerses you in a mysterious world made of symbols and text, where each defeated creature becomes resources for crafting weapons, equipment, and mechanisms on a special printer. Explore dozens of locations, master hundreds of blueprints, and upgrade your character as you piece together fragments of a lost transmission between galaxies. A unique journey between science, art, and interstellar mystery. The Midnight Walkers is an intense PvP survival shooter where you must loot, fight, and escape from a mega complex infested with zombies and human rivals. Play solo or as a team, choose your class from a hammer-wielding tank to a stealthy assassin, and face deadly enemies as toxic gas spreads through the floors. Every match is a race for survival, and only the most cunning will walk away with the loot. Captain Wayne is a wild explosion of action and humor, half game, half cartoon. Step into the shoes of the most deranged captain on the seven seas, armed with a shotgun instead of an arm and tons of explosives. Traverse 8 huge levels filled with enemies, chaos, and destruction as you seek revenge on Orca Island. Get ready for an adventure as bloody as it is delirious. Relive Terminator 2 in a new pixelated version packed with arcade action. Control Sarah Connor, the T-800, and John Connor in missions that combine iconic scenes with new stories and alternate endings. Face off against Skynet and the fearsome T-1000 in frantic combat, epic boss battles, and a cinematic soundtrack. Get ready to change the fate of humanity with gunfire and pure nostalgia. Wall World 2 invites you to descend once again into the mysteries of the Infinite Wall. With new weapons, biomes, and enemies, this mining roguelite takes exploration and combat to another level. Upgrade your Robo-Spider, face creatures lurking on the surface and in the depths, and discover the secrets hidden behind the imposing wall. How far will you dare to dig? And now I'll leave you with another top that you'll love. Thank you very much.